Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be looking at Dyrachio's Terrorblade. I want to take a look at his Terrorblade because frankly, he's kind of just picking it into anything. Terrorblade definitely seems and is one of the best heroes in Dota right now, if you're good at it, okay? So the reason why I say you have to be good at it is Terrorblade's overall win rate throughout every bracket is 46%. It's not impressive at all. In fact, it's bad. However, every pro team is picking this hero in the first phase with limited information, right? They picked Terrorblade with the fact that they knew that there was a Bounty Hunter and a Crystal Maiden. And I don't even think Terrorblade is that good against Bounty Hunter or Crystal Maiden. Crystal Nova and CM's ulti is pretty decent against TB early on, like Crystal Maiden plus a stun can kill Terrorblade in the early game. Bounty Hunter as a laner, I've actually played this exact matchup. It feels pretty good. And that's what they do. It's offlane Bounty Hunter. It's not bad. You get a Vanguard and you steal his gold. And then you buy aura items to counter him. So I don't see this as like a really good Terrorblade game, but he's going to pop off nonetheless. Let's see how he makes that happen. I want to do a really in-depth analysis with you guys so you could see what makes this guy the GOAT of carry. I'm going to really break it down for you guys, so pay attention. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like literally with the Game Leap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the Game Leap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. In terms of starting items, he's got a pretty cool build, mainly the Blood Grenade. It's wild to see carry heroes starting with Blood Grenade, but it definitely makes a good amount of sense on Terrorblade. Even if you never end up using the item, health is simply valuable on the hero. 50 health for 65 gold is actually quite good, and so yeah, he's going to start off with that. In terms of his level 1 skill point, he's going to skill Reflection. Reflection is one of the best level 1 spells in the game. This ability has been insanely overbuffed. It used to be, I'm pretty sure it used to be a longer cooldown. I don't think it slowed as much, it did less damage, and now, as of the most recent patch, it slows attack speed. So when you Q someone, and it's a massive AoE, so you can easily hit both heroes in the lane. When you Q them, it costs you 35 mana on not that low of a cooldown, and they can't fight you back. Because 15 attack speed in the early game is significant, guys. Think about it. When you buy a Gloves of Haste, which is 20 attack speed, there's a noticeable increase in attack speed, right? And so when you lose 15 attack speed, it feels about the same. So in terms of this lane, I'm a little bit surprised he didn't go for an early stick. In fact, he has Wraithband queued up, which is kind of bizarre considering the fact that your hero absolutely does not need the armor. So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of don't get the Wraithband at all. I even think it's sort of bad. The only thing it really gives you is slots and attack speed, which is okay. It's certainly not terrible. So I have to imagine he's mostly buying it for the attack speed. One thing I want to put an emphasis on for all of you guys is the position of the wave. So in this clip here, what a lot of people would do wrong is they would not adapt to the situation in terms of the equilibrium. So he pulls aggro here and maybe pulls aggro actually too far because it ends up going under the tower, right? And when the wave goes under your tower, it's going to shove into the enemy. And you don't want the wave to shove too hard. If the wave shoves too hard, the enemy can static it under their tier 1, and the lane can be very difficult to play against something like a Skywrath Bounty Hunter. They have a lot of kill threat. And so yeah, he's going to static the creep outside of the tower, and then he's going to pull aggro off of the Skywrath mage to drag the creep down into the right, causing the wave to stay here for longer. And he even should have done it again. He ends up auto-attacking the creep here, which is actually a big mistake. He should have pulled aggro again and tried to auto it as late as possible because of the fact that then the wave would stop and static here instead of what's going to end up now. It's going to be about here, which is actually not terrible, but not great. However, if he just killed that creep off ASAP, which most carry players would have done, the wave would have staticked over here and would have been even harder for the silencer to play and for him to play. But yeah, in terms of using the Q, honestly, some players just spam it off cooldown. Dyrachio seems to hold it a little bit and use it as a defense mechanism against the concussive shot. So when a concussive shot comes out, he uses Reflection, and that kind of pushes them away from chasing the silencer. And silencer then can turn around and use the Reflection as a way to trade. So it's just a really broken laning ability, to be honest. Like the fact that you can help your support trade from extremely far away on a low cooldown, 25 is not nothing, but for what it does, it's just low. And then of course he's going to skill Metamorphosis, and you can start to look for a kill. Is he really going to go for this? No way. They don't get a kill here. No. almost gets the kill. And that's what's so stupid about Terrorblade. Like, I really hate laning against this hero, because what is this? What is this? He hits level 2. They're not that low. Okay, Skywrath is pretty low. Bounty Hunter is not that low, right? He is certainly not that low. And they're running through a double wave. Most heroes would get shredded, but nope, Terrorblade has 10 armor, 315 movement speed, so it just doesn't matter. But yeah, in this clip, he just uses that blood grenade he got, and as I said, you don't really ever have to use it, but on the level 2 timing, having a blood grenade gives you so much kill potential with the meta and the reflection, and level 2, Terrorblade is easily the strongest. Like, I don't want to say he's the strongest hero, okay, because it depends on the situation, but he is like top 3 heroes at level 2. It is brutal. Now, he ends up getting outplayed here, and this was like mega good from 9Pandas. Like, they clutched the lane here, because this lane was looking not good. He's meted right now, it's bugged. But he's got a double wave, and I think he just assumed he was stronger than he was. He probably should have waited for his Q to come up, because if his Q was up here, perhaps this play doesn't work. The attack speed's low, might have been able to help him out, but yeah, he ends up getting bursted. So nice play from 9Pandas, but at the end of the day, the problem is, it costed them so much to trade with the Terrorblade. Wow, what a Sunstrike. They're actually cooking. If 9Pandas weren't elite players, they would be getting annihilated, because, I mean, this lane is brutal. Either way, point being, they're so low now that the Terrorblade is going to get the free farm. I mean, this is an incredible performance from 9Pandas, because honestly, it should have been way worse. If they don't get the Terrorblade there, he would fall way behind on CS. And honestly, the damage of Terrorblade, even without meta, is incredible. You'll see in this clip here, the Bounty Hunter is full HP, and this is not a squishy hero. This is a 9 armor, high movement speed hero, but it just kind of doesn't matter. He's gonna run up, and with a couple of autos and Arcane Curse, it's more than half of the Bounty's health. And so it's important to understand that you can kind of just click Q and click most heroes. Unless they're really high in magic damage, like for instance, Underlord with level 2 Q is a little bit tough for Terrorblade. Outside of something like that, most heroes like Bounty Hunter, he just doesn't do enough right now. Like, it's not enough. And so with meta back up again, because it's not that long of a cooldown, like, people think it's long because it's 140, but the duration is 35 at level 1 and then 40 at 2. So let's say the duration is 35. It's an 115 second cooldown. That's not that bad, right? Like, considering what the ability does, it gives you 30 damage. Like, what is that? So now getting into this lane, Dyrachyo is in a hard spot, because this is why I think the Bounty Hunter is a counter to the Terrorblade. Yes, the early levels are hard, but that's true for basically every hero against Terrorblade. It's whether or not you can survive against Terrorblade now. And he rushes Vanguard, and this is just an obvious counter to Terrorblade. You know, everything Terrorblade does is physical, including reflection. And so now the Bounty Hunter can just kind of run at him and continue to steal gold and steal gold and steal gold and just steal gold and then steal gold. And so Dyrachyo has to come up with a plan here. So what is he going to do? Number one, he's going to get the fruit, which is always good. And from there, you kind of have to try to play the lane. Like, obviously, it's pretty AIDS against Bounty, because look at the net worth. They dumpstered him. I'm being real. This is a beatdown. Like, this is a beatdown. Terrorblade is never supposed to lose lane this hard, but Bounty, as I said, I believe is a counter to the Terrorblade. And on top of that, they managed to kill him during the meta, right? He's 0-1. So yeah, Dyrachyo is going to stay in the lane here, pulling a lot of creep aggro. That's kind of the best thing you can do here. You have to pull aggro and then pull aggro and continue to pull aggro. They are going to go for a kill on Miero here. This is a great, this is such an elite rotation from Tofu here. They needed this kill, because what that's going to allow him to do is now clear the wave and use the remainder of the meta to farm up camps. So that's huge. He's even going to try to clear the next wave before Bounty gets back. And yeah, he only gets 1 Janata and now can clear this camp. So that is great decision making. Just want to say shout out Tofu. That is such a good rotation from him. He needed that, because that allowed him to clear 2 waves in a row. And look at that. Almost evens the 1,000 gold deficit that Dyrachyo had. So 1 rotation. That's why when support players say, I can't have enough impact to carry, it's like, you're just bad. But now, he sees the Bounty Hunter mid, and with that information, due to the fact that there's a huge mid rotation going on, he's going to maximize efficiency. Dragging this wave to the camp like this is suicide if you don't have information. You're going way too far up. It's too dangerous. Typically at this point with limited information, Terrorblade would just farm the most defensive camps in the game and then wait for the lane to be pushed in. That is the most efficient thing. Lane creeps are always number 1. And so yes, as a carry player, you have to make an effort to get lane creeps. With Terrorblade, the reason why that's obviously not that hard is if the game is very unplayable, you just use illusions. Good players will try to kill the illusions, but you get the point. You have to try to use the illusions. So he's sneaking around in the trees, actually does get... How did he not get Sunder off here? He didn't click it. He thought he was fine. Oh man. I like his decision making to kind of be passive here. I don't really know why he ends up showing here at all. I will admit, I think he should just take the long way, go back around and farm this. I really don't understand why I guess maybe he just didn't think Bounty was here. I don't know, but What a Sunstrike. Oh, God. Almost gets the Sunder off. So nearly lives. Because he was fine, frankly. He could have popped his... What is this thing called? The Fruit, the Healing Lotus. He could have popped that, and then he could have Sundered earlier. So he just got caught off guard by the Sunstrike. Nice play from 9Pandas once again. I mean, you can see... He's ahead on net worth by quite a lot, and this is a game where he's getting outplayed pretty hard, so if that doesn't tell you why this hero is considered good, I don't know what will. Like, yes, the rotation from Tofu saved him, but okay. He's gonna pop meta, and he pops meta a lot. You can see he has no problem popping meta just for a CM kill, and the reason why it's good is you just kind of want to use it. Oh, nice tower pressure. A lot of tower pressure. Is he gonna die, though? Nice global. Needed that global there. Does it turn into a CM kill? Oh, wow, the illusion finished off the CM, and wait, how did Sky die? Huh? Sky died? To what? He just died? Bruh. This is what I'm saying, like, these are illusions. Sorry, the game is bugged right now, so you can't even see he's in meta. But these are illusions that just kill the Skywrath Mage. It's just too much damage. He's hitting for 170 right now. 170 with low base attack time. Okay, somewhat low base attack time. That's crazy. 1.5, no, 1.5 is low, because that's Nature's Prophet's base attack time, and that hero's base attack times are really good. So 1.5 for meta is low. God, that's so gross. He just killed both supports in that engagement. Nice global from Celery, though. He's really getting enabled by his supports pretty hard here. All right, from there, he's going to hit the defensive camps, and then, of course, you want to look for the lane creeps, but it's not safe. No one is showing on the map, so you send the illusions to the lane, and you go hit the most defensive camp in the map. And this is what's nice for Terrorblade. In the past, you know, you get put in a situation like this where you don't see anyone, and you definitely feel like you're almost guaranteed to die and you can't really farm. But instead, he's going to be able to take these really deep camps, which aren't always safe, actually, in this meta. People are getting better and better at killing the carries on these camps, and I think that will continue to be a nice point of progression or improvement for even pro players, but definitely for you guys as well. It's something to keep in mind. If the carry is not showing, they're probably deep in their woods, and you can smoke gank it pretty easily. There's a lot of angles to take. So Duraccio is going to continue to clear up the bot side. You see, you don't want to leave bot at all. The reason why is you do not want to rotate to the top lane unless you really see an opportunity to get a kill and then transition that into the safe lane tower. But if you commit your TP and die, you feel horrible because you're going to shut down your offlaner. Your offlaner is then going to have to commit his TP, and then if one of you dies with no TP, it griefs that person's game mega hard. So honestly, guys, try to stay in your lane nearly for as long as possible. He makes a rotation to top here, and let's actually see how this plays out. This seems like it could be a little hard. He's going to pop the meta, so they're going for the tier 1. And on Dragonlance, this is what allows you to do. If you go Manta first, you shouldn't make this play, generally. The reason why is you just hit too close. Like you can see, Terrorblade's attack range in meta isn't that good. The D-Lance allows you to be out of most spells cast range or convenient cast range. So look at the illusion placement here. Using it to scout out potential TPs is awesome. That's really beautiful. So they can't actually collapse on him, and they decide to just give up the tower. They don't want to fight into the death ball of Gaming Gladiators. So they're probably not going to try Roche. He's just going to TP back bottom using the portal. That's another reason why this Dragonlance take the safe lane rotation is really good, because previously you would get stuck top. Now you just hit the portal and you go back to your home. And so yeah, he's going to continue to send illusions to the lane. Is getting stalked here by the bounty. Oh man, he's fine. Wow. God, this hero's too tanky, man. It's too tanky. They can't. How does this not kill him? How does this rotation not kill him? This is crazy. It's got to be honestly kind of rough for 9Pandas, because like you bring your kill squad here. Where's the Sunstrike? He got globaled. Oh, he's got to be faster, right? You have an Atos on Sky? You have an Atos on Sky. How can you not global right away? He's so slow. Oh my god. This should have worked. I don't mean to hate on Kiyotaka. This guy's been incredible this tournament. He's definitely an insanely good player, but he was slow there, no doubt. They got to be on the same page. I mean, obviously it's easy to forget about global. Like, you're not really thinking that he's going to be that fast on the silencer, but I can't believe the reason he lived is that he prevented Sunstrike. It's not like he even stopped any of the Skywrath spells. Skywrath got everything off. He stopped Sunstrike. Oof, that's crazy. All right, from there, Duraccio makes his way out of bottom. I actually can't exactly tell you why. Perhaps when you have Manta, that's the point in time where Ancients are most efficient. I really don't know the exact numbers on this. So perhaps it's just a feeling thing. Maybe they wanted to shift the Underlord bottom. I think at this point what it comes down to is Underlord doesn't take Ancients, and so it's better to have the hero that can take Ancients efficiently at this point of the game come to this area. So now that they have this tier 1 top as well, it's a much safer area. So yeah, they're going to progress down to bottom here. He's going to send his illusions top. Oh, actually, is he going to pressure the tower? Wow, without Underlord. They do see the Skywrath bottom and the CM mid, so I guess he just feels comfortable. And is that just a tier 2 tower? Oh, it is. They're not responding unless they TP now. Nope, it's too late. And they just take a free tier 2. Oh, that's a great meta usage. And that comes down to awareness, though, because a lot of people will be like, Speed, it's not that hard to click Metamorphosis on a tier 2. I'm Archon, and I do that as well. Yeah, but like 50% of the time you die because you have because you're not paying attention to whether or not anyone is showing or not. The reason why that play was good in particular is because of the fact that they were showing mid and showing bottom, so it wasn't random, right? That's a key thing. A lot of people think, oh, okay, I have meta and manta, time to push a tier 2, and it's like, that's how you feed. Back to the Ancients, so stacks it up, nice. When you're farming Ancients, you don't want more than 2 units because many of the Ancients, for instance, the dinosaur thingy, actually it's only the dinosaur thingy. The dinosaur thingy would like clap the ground. Don't make it clap the ground. It needs 3 units to do that, so don't do that. He's gonna come in here, why? Just defending mid tower? Drop the reflection on the bounty. I don't think you're killing him. Are they really killing him? Wow, it was close. Woof. All right, but yeah, back to the Ancients for Dyrachyo, and he's going to have now a 23-minute Scotty after a suboptimal laning stage. So, yeah, that is, look at his net worth. I mean, insane. I mean, to be honest, it's not surprising he's more farmed than Monkey King. This Monkey King is, how is Ramsey so farmed? He must be Battle Fury. No, he's Mjolnir. Wow, he has so much last hits on this Monkey King. It's honestly very impressive that he's keeping up with the Terrorblade on an 0-2 Monkey King. That is quite uncommon. So honestly, well done to Ramses. That's very impressive to me. That he's only 2k behind. I guess 2.5k. I mean, it is quite the difference, to be honest. A 2.5k gap, it's significant, right? It is. It's far from nothing. So they're gonna look for Roche here. It's all game plan on the side of Gaming Gladiators. This is why they're so good. They're easily the best team in the world at hitting their like ball timing. I really feel like they have a clear identity when it comes to how they want to play the game at certain points and on certain timings and on certain item timings. And now they have the pipe and they have the mech, and so they're kind of ready to go, right? They have the Scotty, the pipe, the mech. Maybe Quinn is close to something. No, okay, he doesn't have BKB yet. He actually didn't disassemble Echo in a BKB, interesting. Maybe it's because he feels like he needs the Echo to one-shot the supports, which can be true. All right, so Gaming Gladiators are gonna take the Roche here, Aegis onto the Terrorblade. He's gonna immediately TP bottom, which is cool because a lot of people would run down top and go high ground, right? But he actually TPs bottom and is going to use these very tinky illusions to actually clear out the area. He's gonna send the other illusion up the hill to scout out any potential movement. This is risky though, right? I mean, he's doing this alone. He's doing this completely alone. Is this a bluff? It's gotta be a bluff, right? Yeah, so it's kind of a bluff because theoretically they could go on him. I mean, they have global and he has Aegis and 2.9k HP and they don't have that many stuns. I guess they could bounty stun him into a boundless into another bounty stun and maybe that's enough to burst. They could have tried, but they were afraid, right? They were afraid that Gaming Gladiators was ready. However, they're keeping up on the net worth, honestly. They're actually doing quite well. I guess the Invoker's farm, but I don't know. It's going to be so hard to fight this Terrorblade. They don't really have... They don't have like AoE control to deal with him. They just don't. Like, there's no answer to Terrorblade this game. I really feel like I like the bounty response, but they weren't able to get the early kills with the bounty. And now the bounty doesn't do anything against Terrorblade. He provides auras, but that's it. And he's poor, so he probably doesn't even provide much. And he's just going to click the meta. They're ready to go. They have the Scotty. Quinn getting gun on mid, so he's going to come over. Okay, drops a reflection. Moving over to Roger here, and the Scotty against the supports is very brutal, so, okay. Isn't able to get any done. This is pretty good from 9 Pandas, as they're actually going to go base and heal up a little bit. Very cool usage of the portal. As he's going to come back through the portal, but they're ready. Can he get off Manta Sunder? Manta? Oh, gets mech'd. And it's just enough. Can they kill Ramses? No. Meta ending too, so what do you do with the meta ending? No way you... Is he really going to continue to this fight? Drops a reflection. Maxed out reflection, by the way. I think it's I really hate, there's this build where people will take stats over reflection. I think it's really awful. I hate when people don't max it out. Like, there is a build where it's like, oh, but they don't have right click heroes, but it's just like, it's just a good slow. You know what I mean? It's like it provides vision too, right? So I don't know. I think this ability is just insane. Should be maxed. I think it's heavily underrated, but okay. Just chase this on. Why? This is a crazy high ground attempt. I think it's just the tiny effect here. Be honest, because Tiny allows you to go high ground easier than almost any other hero because you can toss back. So this probably was a toss back. Yeah, it was a toss back. He has no BKB, so it's tough, but they were able to force staff him out. So just a tiny effect, really. It's easily one of the best high ground heroes in Dota. Just allows you to bring them to you. And the problem with high ground is usually you funnel into their base and funnel in through a tight area and you can get really destroyed because of that. So nice. Very, very good. Quinn kind of low here, but they're still forcing the Aegis high ground. Pretty crazy. He's going to Sunder. Didn't do too much. So he Sunders up. Kind of a weird spot, right? I don't know. I kind of feel like at this point you sort of have to back. They're going to portal the base again. I can't believe this ability is up again. So Aegis up soon. He bought a BKB, by the way. Definitely obviously good against the Invoker, so you don't get disarmed and nuked and so on. As he pops BKB, that was not... He BKB'd the Frostbite. I don't know if he needed that. He's going to get onto the Invoker, and Scotty destroys Invoker. It's really awful. Like, I think Terrorblade Invoker is just really hard for Invoker. At some point in the game, the Deafening Blast and Tornadoes and EMP can be useful, and the Meteor, but didn't they nerf the Meteor talents? So this hero is definitely not that good. I don't know. I feel like Invoker's kind of a shit hero, I'm not gonna lie. The Sunstrikes looked good this game. It's cool with the Bounty Sky. You can have like a global kill combo, and that's awesome, but they didn't even get to use that this game, unfortunately. I mean, they almost got the Terrorblade with it, which would have been game-changing, but they didn't, and that really hurt. That really, really hurt them. But yeah, he's just going high ground, and they're ready to go. Just another meta back up onto the high ground. Roger down. As they move on to the Skywrath Mage, they're going to take him out as well. As they move on to the Bounty, he's dead too. And yeah, this is looking like a GG. This is certainly looking like a GG. It's just hitting too hard. I mean, do they have a Crimson up? They don't even have a Crimson yet. I feel like you got it. I'm surprised he didn't prioritize Crimson over like Plate Mail here. I feel like Crimson against Terrorblade is too necessary. It's just very good against the illusions, right? It's a lot of instances of physical damage, which is what Crimson is good against. He's good against the Dusas, the Lunas, the TBs, the PLs, because it's a lot of instances of damage. Right? And that's what you counter with Crimson. So I don't know why he didn't go it. I guess he just felt like he needed the Lotus for the Silencer. It's also it's good against Sunder too. I mean, it's a great Lotus game, but I feel like you need the Crimson to have any chance of manning up. But alright, yeah, they just deathball him, and so doesn't even require a good start. Hits his timings, uses the meta to perfection, and this is why the hero's win rate's not good. You have to have pretty good micro. You gotta know when to take the lane creeps with your hero and when to take it with illusions. You gotta know how to abuse your level 2 spike. You have to know when to use the meta and how to get value out of it. And if you don't, way harder than playing Sven and clicking God Strength when I see the enemy heroes, or playing Wraith King, clicking Skeletons when I have 8 charges. It's like, yeah, there's heroes that are just way easier in terms of execution, but if you get good at the execution, Terrorblade is very elite. And you might be thinking, oh, but I need my team to group up. No, this hero is a hard carry. It's a hyper carry. Even if your team doesn't group up and they're doing whatever they want, it doesn't matter. Your hero's great at putting map pressure. It's great at 1v9 in the game just with multiple items. Like, he still needs to get Daedalus plus Pike would probably be his itemization here. Maybe MKB. I'm not sure, but probably just Daedalus Pike would be the last 2 items into Shard, later Shard. Would be fine. But yeah, fight breaks out here. Gonna rip into the Monkey King. Monkey King a little bit too tanky. This can be the problem with... This is why with the Crimson, Terrorblade really does not do a lot of damage. It's the reason why sometimes Terrorblade feels counterable. As he sunders up the CM, he's gonna chop her down through the ult. They just do not have enough damage on the side of 9 Pandas. And yeah, he's Scotty slow onto the Invoker is actually not enough to kill him. Surprising to me. Yeah, okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you learned quite a bit about Terrorblade in today's video. Just want to show off the power of this hero, why it's so popular in the pro scene, what it allows you to do. It's just such a damn good laner, man. It didn't even shine this game because of the fact that they played so well on 9 Pandas, but didn't matter. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.